The narrative of gymnastics when I was growing up was always, oh, it's a girl's sport. Oh, who does that? Like, it's a dying sport.
It made me kind of sad seeing all the hard work the guys would put in over the years for all these programs to be dropping.
Last year, 2 years ago, we saw multiple teams get cut. It was definitely devastating to see that, these boys had so much potential and their program just got cut.
For decades, men's gymnastics has been slowly dying. There hasn't been a new collegiate team in 60 years. Until now.
Last summer, when I came in here originally at Simpson College, I was asked to put in a strategic vision, and part of that would be adding new sports programs, and was approached by the Pictor Group, knowing that we were looking to add sports, about men's gymnastics. And they were hired by USA Gymnastics. Men's gymnastics had been kind of dying on the vine, so to speak, and they were trying to find a way to reinvigorate that sport. And we were very interested in hearing the whole story, got invited down to the USA Nationals in St. Louis, got wined and dined by the Pictor Group and USA Gymnastics. And from there, it really took off. And I think a big part of the success that we had was we had a very good firm helping us, and they also helped us find the right coach. Because to get a new sports program off the ground, you've got to hire the right person leading that program, and we did that in Colin Payne.
The Navy's former men's gymnastics assistant coach was perfect for the job and eager to make a difference in his sport.
Someone for me who has coached at all levels from, preschool kids through to high school, and had, like I said, national team members and coached college athletes. I watched it over and over again. I had tons of athletes that were good athletes, had put the work in, the time in, but once they got past high school, the opportunities weren't there. So, to be able to help grow it and create more opportunities for those athletes, that's a huge honor.
Even though he was fully on board, Colin still needed to convince enough gymnasts to take a chance on Simpson and what they were building. He needed to start recruiting.
Yeah, the big thing there, everybody said, hey, how are you going to recruit without there's no history, there's no legacy, there's no traditions. And, I told them, hey, there's a history, there's a legacy here, and these guys are going to create it. I'm not just looking for athletes to fill up a roster, but I'm looking for partners to help me build something special here.
That's a big sell to a young person thinking, you know what, I got a chance to be the first school's record holder. I got a chance to set the tone for the rest and really identify and set the culture for how that program is going to move forward.
When I was first recruited, I was definitely a little nervous, but I was also, very excited to be a part of something new and creating this legacy and opportunity for future gymnasts.
Growing up, it's always kind of everyone who takes it seriously, it's their dream to go to college. So it was really cool to be kind of on the forefront and making history, creating something new that's hopefully going to outlive us and hopefully generations in the future.
It wasn't just about making history or building a legacy. It was a chance to work with a coach like Colin that sealed the deal for these gymnasts.
Some of the factors into committing with the team is definitely Colin's involvement with me. He was very interested in me and reached out to me multiple times. And I feel like we just had a good connection there. So showing that he wanted me a part of his team was a big deal.
It feels amazing to have a coach like Colin in my corner. I'm not gonna lie. He's brilliant. He's there for every single one of us, and he always encourages every single one of us to push harder, do better, work harder. A pleasure to be working with him.
Colin may have inspired them to come together, but it was up to the team to make it worthwhile.
In order to have a successful team right off the start, you have to have good team building early on. And that was something that I think we did really well. We did a lot of things together. A lot of us had classes together. And so we were really able to build those relationships outside the gym, which only strengthened them inside the gym. And I think it correlated to a really good supportive season from everyone.
We cheer each other on quite a lot in the gym. It's a great environment. At meets, we're constantly cheering and hyping each other up, and we give each other little pep talks.
Yeah, even in practice, we have a really good energy. We have guys cheering each other on, and it's even more so in the competitions. But you can just kind of step up to whatever event you're competing and be like, I've got my team behind me. I've got the event in front of me. I've got everything I need around me to do what I know how to do. And so if you're struggling that day, you can use the energy of your team to kind of pick you back up, get you where you need to be. And if you're doing good that day, then it just pushes it even further.
It's kind of like indescribable when you do like a good routine and like the whole team is like cheering for you. Like that feeling is just like it tops anything else.
Growing up, I really didn't have much of a team, and that's all I really wanted was when I got to college, having that team experience and really becoming close with these guys over the past season and being able to call them my brothers and being that close with them. It's just been great.
You know, even though we do come from different, you know, like backgrounds and all that stuff, we can all agree that we're under like the same goal, which is, you know, like the goal of like making the team as good as they possibly can be and making the team go as far as the team can possibly go.
We've got 3 guys from Ohio, a guy from Massachusetts, a couple of guys from California. We've got people who came all over the country to the middle of Iowa to kind of chase this dream of starting something new, doing college gymnastics.
Like most things, this dream didn't come without challenges.
When we came in here, we didn't have any equipment or a facility. We had to drive up to a Merge Academy whenever our schedule allowed us. And then when we did get some equipment, it was, you know, very old, and we had to set it up, take it down every practice. So it wasn't until like January or so where we started actually getting some good equipment that we could train on.
You know, like we had to work like very hard every single day to, you know, set up the equipment and take it down. When we first got the gym, we had to work very hard with what we had, and we had to work very hard once we had everything because, you know, we were behind. But, you know, we got to push through it, work through it, and, you know, show that, you know, our hard work is better than the situational circumstance.
It's just one of those things that you got to deal with, but I think it's also one of the reasons we're as close as we are as a team. It's not ideal, but definitely builds character for us.
You know, we talk about embracing adversity is the big thing we talk about, and that's we've got more, I think, more adversity than any other team out there right now. And you know, the guys have embraced it, and they're learning from it, and they're ready to get stronger on the other side of it. So,
Despite the adversity, they continued to get better every single day, and it showed.
To see their scores continue to go up through the year, all the way through the conference, the ECAC championships, and then to have 3 young men qualify for the NCAA Nationals. And also we had 3 alternates that also went along. That's almost half your roster. And that, for a young roster that we have, is pretty remarkable, and that is a huge success. And I think the real testimony to all of that is the number of athletic directors that have contacted me and called me and saying, how did you do it? What did you have to do? What was your ROI? What was your initial investment? All those things.
you know, and that was the hope from day one. That was why I took this position is, you know, can we be the catalyst here for something much bigger, and hopefully bringing in a lot more teams and getting back to where we once were with men's gymnastics and having, you know, 50 plus teams across the country.
Men's gymnastics was dying before these two new teams appeared, and just to be a part of it, impact on, you know, the sport that we love is amazing.
You know, when I was a gymnast being recruited, there were only so many teams, and they're all D1, so it's difficult to get on that team if you're not, you know, that good. So knowing that there are other choices that are D3 and smaller schools, it's great.
You know, I said to, and I will say this because I said it to all 4 of our new sports, we won today because we played. We won because we are now a viable program. That is history, and that is success in itself. Everything else we've achieved above and beyond that is icing on the cake. But for us to actually take an idea and a concept and put it into motion, that to me was history. That was the win. That was the success. Everything else was a bonus. And now we have to continue to build on that momentum success because we've established kind of a baseline and a foundation now. So like anything in sports, you can't rest on your laurels. What's next? What's the next step?
These guys aren't planning on stopping anytime soon, and they're ready for what's next.
You know, the team is starting to look, you know, better and better every single day, always looking better and better. And, you know, it's just part of, you know, claiming the reward of, you know, the hard work that we put in.
The bigger institutions that are more well established are definitely above us still.
You know, they've been going for quite a while now. We're first year, so we've got lots of work to do.
collectively together, we hadn't competed in the NCAA before, so we didn't know exactly how it all worked. We had ideas from talking to former teammates and other guys on other teams, and so we're definitely the underdogs this year and even going into next year.
There's always places that you can make improvement. There's always places that you can work harder. There's always places where you can be more efficient or do more. And next year, going into next year, we're going to have all of our equipment on campus and everything. There's not going to be as many difficulties, and we're going to be on track and set to be able to do really well next year.
I think we just have to get back in our home gyms this summer, work really hard, and see what we can come back with and put together the best routines we can. And I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to be competing at a really high level next year.